Goma is slowly returning to normalcy, a day after a humanitarian ceasefire announced by the M23 rebel group took effect. But there is one major challenge.
We are fine in terms of security, but the only problem is electricity. We are in the dark. We no longer have a lot of security concerns.
Goma was plunged into darkness when M23 rebels seized the city last week. A disrupted power supply meant that there was no water and other services available. But as power is slowly restored, it already is saving lives.
The power cut had already reduced the hospital's capacity to store medicines and other supplies that needed to be kept cold. But with the power restored, these health facilities have been able to resume their operating capacity despite being overwhelmed by the influx of injured and other patients.
The UN's humanitarian body says at least 900 people were killed in the clashes in Goma and 2,880 wounded. Concerned about the situation in the volatile East, the UN Human Rights Council is set to hold an urgent session on Friday.
The holding of this extraordinary session follows an official request made by the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is a member of the Human Rights Council. This request was transmitted last night to the President of the Council. For an extraordinary session of the Council to be convened, it requires a minimum of support from 1/3 of the 47 member states of the Council, that is 16 states or more. This request is currently supported by 29 member states of the Human Rights Council.
Now, with the latest ceasefire in place, concerns are rife as to whether it will hold. In more than 3 years of fighting between the Congolese army and the M23 rebels, half a dozen ceasefires and truces have been declared before being systematically broken. Joy Kiruki Juma, CGTN.